A new rule, a new law might not seem like much, but this one is targeting your ability to defend yourself and those that you love most.
The government is putting new restrictions on guns with accessories known as stabilizing braces.
The ATF just dropped a 293-page PDF download to clarify whether or not you're about to become a felon.
These guns will require a federal license to own. Owners have a few options. They can register the guns, remove the stabilizing brace, or surrender the gun to the ATF.
Biden's ATF says gun owners have 120 days to comply with a whole new pistol brace ruling, or they're going to be considered felons. It's going to ruin a lot of people's lives. So before we get into this, a couple things about me. I'm a regular everyday dude. I'm a dad of 2 daughters. I'm a veteran, I'm pro 2A, I'm a small business owner. I got a regular 9 to 5 on top of it. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an expert. I am you, okay? But as a veteran, I was in the infantry, so I'm gonna share this article with you, but I'm gonna have to do a lot of paraphrasing because there's a lot of big words that I don't understand. So let's just jump in, see if you can follow along with this with me, because there's a lot of it that just doesn't make sense to me. So let's go. The U.S. Justice Department announced last Friday a new rule targeting pistol attachments known as stabilizing braces, implementing a key move in the Biden administration's effort to beef up gun control regulations. First of all, I'm all about making sure that the right people have guns. I don't like the wrong people having them, okay? So let's just make sure that that's clear. What's a stabilizing brace? Okay, a stabilizing brace is an attachment to a pistol that functionally turns it into a short-barreled rifle, similar to a sawed-off shotgun. Okay, first thing, I've owned guns for 20 years. I've never looked at short-barreled rifles and tried to say similar to a sawed-off shotgun. Just visually, it's hard for me to draw that connection. But such weapons are considered particularly deadly as they offer the power of a traditional rifle, but are much easier to conceal. For decades, short-barreled rifles have been subject to strict regulations, including a law known as the National Rifle Act, which requires additional taxation and background checks for private transfers, among other provisions. The new rule clarifies that pistols modified by a stabilizing brace are subject to those additional requirements, department officials said. So this rule enhances public safety and prevents people from circumventing the laws Congress passed almost a century ago. In the days of Al Capone, Congress said back then that short-barreled rifles and sawed-off shotguns should be subjected to greater legal requirements than most other guns. I can already see they're trying to draw connections back to organized crime, Tommy guns, shootouts in the streets, all these different things that they're just not happening. It's just not it just doesn't make sense. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't think that 1920 style gangsters would have been any more or less inclined to rob banks if they had a pistol brace. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. Last year, President Joe Biden and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced that they were planning measures to tackle stabilizing braces as well as ghost guns. 2 completely different things, but they all are tied into scary stuff, right? Ghost guns is a dude building a gun on his own, maybe at his home, in his shop or whatever, totally unregistered, basically built from scratch. And then you've got stabilizers, which are, you can go to a store and buy them. It's a completely different thing. But these ghost guns that are assembled by users, and they're basically untraceable. Totally different ballgame. While Democrats in Congress have pushed aggressively for new regulations of stabilizing braces, most Republicans have opposed such measures, portraying them as an infringement on Americans' constitutional gun rights. The new rule gives owners, manufacturers, and distributors 120 days to report their stabilizing braces to the ATF tax-free. Just throwing this out there, 120 days seems arbitrary. Why not 120,000 days? They may also remove the stabilizing brace or turn in any pistol modified by a stabilizing brace to the ATF. Look, it goes into effect once it's published in the Federal Register. Likely that's going to happen soon. Department officials say within the next week. Virtually every pistol with a brace as a short-barreled rifle will become a short-barreled rifle. So remember, millions of people have these braces on their guns, And this new rule, which isn't even a law, but has the consequences of being a law, asserts that any weapon designed or redesigned, manufactured or modified to be fired from the shoulder will now legally be a short-barreled rifle. Depending on who you ask, they may say that they consider me to be like smart or somewhat competent. It depends, right? Like I said, I'm married and have 2 daughters. I don't know if I can define the difference between a rule and a law other than a law is legislated and passed into law, but here it's a rule. I don't know. I can't figure that part out. So what does this mean for gun owners like me? What does it mean for gun owners like you? Before I tell you, just a quick reminder, a super secret giveaway is available going on that YouTube doesn't like. It has something to do with pew pew, and that's all I can really tell you, because if I give you any more details, you're never gonna see this video. So to enter for free, absolutely free, just click on the link in the description. Once again, this could be viewed as a scheme to like force Americans to register their guns, which we are talking about like millions of people, millions of guns. And most Americans might not even know about this rule because they aren't in the conversation on a daily basis. Like I said, I own guns. I admit it. I use them for hunting. I use them for personal defense. I have tons of friends in the 2A community. And quite frankly, like, I don't understand this. Like, I legitimately don't understand it. I feel because I have friends that are more in the know, I have more resources than the regular person. But that also kind of like terrifies me, because regular everyday people that don't have as many friends in the 2A community as I do are really going to be lost, and they're probably going to rely upon the wrong people for their information. So because they aren't in the conversation daily, I don't really know what to tell them, but they decided to change the definition of what something is to suit, a political agenda. So how do you stop the ATF and other authorities of government from taking away your constitutional rights? First off, let's start at the beginning. Contact your representatives. Google search it if you don't know them. That information is out there, right? And you should find out an email address, a phone number. Some representatives nowadays even have TikToks. Like, follow them, reach out to them, blow them up. Don't like their social media videos and they'll be like, why doesn't this person like it? Because you're not giving me an answer to my question. Bottom line, find out who your representatives are, reach out to them, let them know exactly how you feel. And if you don't understand, let them know you don't understand it. Maybe that's the starting point. Explain to me what this is and how it affects my life. Let's start there. But Google search it and you should find out an email address, a phone number, something for your congressional representative. All right, so if we want to make this really simple, if you want the fastest way to get more information about this, simply click on the other link that's in the description, more information about this new rule. Learn everything you can about it, because it's going to impact your ability to own and possess a firearm. In addition to that, look, like I mentioned to you, I'm a regular dude, okay? Dad of 2, veteran, small business owner, friends, family, I hang out, I watch football. I'm like you. I don't understand it. I don't understand why it's happening. I don't understand what its intent is beyond the public safety element that's put out there. Beyond that, I'm not 100% sure how it's going to be effective, given the millions of people that own and possess firearms and have these pistol braces. So do your best to get educated. Do your best to find out information. Click on that link, get that info, educate yourself, reach out to your congressional representatives, because otherwise this is another moment in time, and it's not the first, and it certainly won't be the last, where somebody is making plans for you that you aren't going to agree with, right? They're coming after what you have in your home, what you rely upon for your own self-defense, even maybe your own hobby and your own enjoyment. Understand what the rules and laws are that are impacting you.
It's a true story of self-defense. We interviewed an armed Lyft driver who was carjacked to help answer these questions. Should I carry a gun while driving? And what does a carjacking actually look like? Just click the video next to me to watch this must-see interview.